Alright, let's look at Standard 21, Substandard C. Analyze the impact of technology on American life, include the development of the personal computer, the cellular phone, and the expanded use of air conditioning. Three things there: new technologies, personal computer, cellular phone, and air conditioning. Our focus is the impact of these technologies on the United States or citizens in America, United States of America. Personal computer, cellular phone, air conditioning, trade, industry, and technology are the themes. Let's look at a personal computer first. Computers are going to be part of this new communications revolution along with the cellular phone. And computers, I'm probably going to understate the importance or the impact of the personal computer, but I'm going to do my best. Okay, business efforts like doing inventory, keeping control of labor hours, or anything dealing with business, making calculations faster. Those computer has a big impact on business and trade and commerce. It's going to make business and their transactions faster and more efficient. And even the United States Census in 1950 was taken by a computer for the first time. And today you can find a computer in every home, probably more than one, and probably a different varieties of types of personal computers, a laptop, notebook, whatever. And then with the advent of emails, websites, and the transfer data from one place, from one computer to another, and even today it's still changing. You can receive information quickly. I think you can even share information now. Even social websites like Facebook and Twitter and all, you can keep in contact with one another. And we see the impact of personal computer on our United States Post Office, which is not doing well financially because people are no longer sending letters anymore with stamps. They're sending box materials, but people are sending digital messages to one another, whether through email with the or through text with the cell phone, or email here with the computers. But at any event, the personal computer is going to be a part of this communication revolution, and it is also going to increase international business across the globe. Right here, these computers are going to be connected to one another. You can go on the internet and buy books from anywhere in the world, any item that you want. You can buy products from China and France and Great Britain and India. You can even have your taxes done overseas. The computer and international business around the world is becoming one real big economy. So this is important if you ever study globalization. But the personal computer increases international business as well as business at home. So that's going to be the impact of the personal computer in the United States and in the world as part of this communications revolution. And then the cellular phone. The cellular phone is also a part of the communications revolution, and this new technology is going to help people communicate better with one another. And I remember when I was a young man having a pager. I thought that was big stuff then. But anyway, kids nowadays, people nowadays that are young, don't even know what a pager is really. But the cell phone has evolved from this big cell phone here that Martin Cooper invented back in 1973, the first one. It looks like he's calling in an airstrike or something there with the military, but it's big and huge and gaudy, but that was pretty cool back in the day in 73. That's the year I was born, by the way. And we see this evolution of cell phones getting smaller and smaller over the years, and now in this day and age we see them getting smarter and smarter, especially with the iPhone, and with cellular phones that are called smartphones are kind of blending the cell phone with the personal computer and putting computer applications on there. You can actually send text and do all sorts of things with the computer now with these applications. The cell phone is basically a cell phone computer together. But anyway, the cellular phone, its advent and invention, is going to create this communication revolutions within the United States, and that's its impact. And I probably just understated that as well. And then air conditioning. Air conditioning number one, it's going to stimulate economic growth in hot and humid climates. It's going to help people in the south and in the arid west, like out in Arizona and those places, work in comfort. And so that's going to stimulate economic growth in those hot areas. And also it's going to help, like with fibers in certain industries, keep those cool so they won't melt and break. In cotton industry, textile industries in the south, and then in the west, some of those, it help those. And newspapers, it helps newspaper ink when they're being printed not smear all over the place. So controlled climate within businesses is important with air conditioning. So there's going to be a stimulation in economic growth in hot and humid climates in the south and in the west. The air conditioning is also going to encourage urban development or growth within large cities. And these buildings that are going to be built upward, and these skyscrapers are hard to air conditioning, but the advent of air conditioning is going to be able to allow those tall buildings to be conditioned with this cool air. Let's watch this video here about air conditioning in cars even, and let me bring this up front. Cars even, we can look at the factory making of the air conditioning. Let's look at this video first.
Driving up to this modern factory in Phoenix is an automobile equipped with one of the products the factory turns out. It's a small portable air cooler which utilizes the cooling effects of evaporation. The compact little unit, when unplugged from the dashboard, can be used for spot cooling anywhere. In house trailers, homes, even in small airplanes. Inside the plant, we see the preparation of one of the components of the unique air coolers, chemically treated Excelsior made of aspen wood. The Excelsior will serve to disperse water for easy evaporation into the atmosphere. Meanwhile, the boxes and other parts of the units are being fabricated. Here it's louvered panels being stamped out on a punch press. In addition to the little portables, the company makes larger coolers ranging up to models with a volume of 15,000 cubic feet of air per minute. Parts are finished with baked-on rust-resisting enamel before assembly. Into each box goes a water reservoir, a recirculating pump for reuse of the water without any water connection, and of course the necessary electrical wiring. Next, they install either a fan or a blower to push the chilled air into the area to be cooled. All this may sound complicated, but actually the cooler is much simpler and consequently less costly than a conventional air conditioner. And down here in the very dry southwest, the slight increase in humidity caused by the machines is almost as welcome as their cooling action. In the shipping department, we see some of the larger units we mentioned, of the type used for industrial plants, schools, and other large structures, all utilizing a natural cooling principle as old as the world.
Notice he's talking about the arid southwest or Arizona, and those people had jobs in those areas making that air conditioning there too, in these air conditioning facilities. Here's another video refers to the impact of the air conditioner on the U.S. history. It's going to show the skyscrapers in the cities and urban development.
It's silly to suffer from the heat when you can afford the modest cost of air conditioning.
By the 1950s, people were air conditioning their homes with standalone window units that could be easily installed. This wasn't just an appliance. It offered a new, cool way of life.
Walking down a typical southern street prior to the air conditioning revolution, you would have seen families, individuals.
Control of the cold has transformed city life. Refrigeration helped cities expand outwards by enabling large numbers of people to live at great distances from their source of food. Air conditioning enabled cities to expand upwards. Beyond 20 stories, high winds make open windows impractical. But with air conditioning, 100-story skyscrapers were possible.
And so we see urban growth there. You know, in the cotton factories in the south and out in the west, they're going to use this to help economic growth there in this hot and humid climates. But here in the cities, it's going to help encourage this urban development there too, out and up. Alright, so we got air conditioning, we have cellular phone, and we've talked about the personal computer. That's going to end us up on 21C. Analyze the impact of technology on American life, include the development of the personal computer, the cellular phone, and the expanded use of air conditioning. Raise your hand and ask questions in class if you have any. Good luck on the quiz test, EOCT.